Hi, and welcome to part 9 of Let's Build a Chatbot in C# using Microsoft Agent Framework. So we can't really put this off any longer. We need to talk about user auth. And the reason why I say that is I'm not that strong in user auth. Security have never been really my thing. It's a necessary evil for me. But luckily I had Codex help me. So it did most of the work in this one. It is fairly common Blazor server user auth, so it's nothing special there. But of course, we needed to tweak a little about what we did in order to have that our files that we upload would be user specific, and that our conversations would be user specific. So let's jump into the code and let's just first see the site, which we have here. So now in this system, we are now signed in as a user. I'm right now signed in as one of my 2 users, and we will see me logging in with another one. So we can now say hi. And that conversation is saved for me, and I can go in and choose an image. I have some tag clouds here. So it can do the normal things, but then if I sign out of this account, and sign back in again here, I can now choose a different account. Log in with passkeys here. We can see there's no conversations here. I can say, what is the weather like in Paris? Probably hot. And it will come back. I can log out with that account. And when I log in here, I can choose the first account again. And log in with that account, we have the first message, but not the second. So let's see how this was done in code. So auth, of course, always start in program.cs. So it added just builder.services add authentication, and it's using Microsoft Identity from my app settings. So in app settings JSON, I don't have anything, but I have it in my development here. So what we need to do in order to get this is we need to go to Azure. Let me find my Azure portal here. So I just made an app registration like normal up in Microsoft Entra ID. And all I really did in this one was I made the authentication, and then I made one redirect to URL. And right now it's only for my local host here, and then sign in OICD. That's what the only thing I did. I don't need to do anything with secrets or anything because it's Blazor server. It's very easy to work with here. So if we go back, that is essentially just what we're loading up here. And then we're saying it's OpenID Connect that we use and various different things. This little extra thing here is only because I want to be able to switch between my 2 accounts. Else it would just lock me in with the first account all the time. We have authorization and cascading authentication state, so it works on all the views and all the controllers and so on. And it's just Microsoft Identity. Then, of course, once we have built the web application, we do the user authentication and user authorization. And because we had the map get here where we get our different attachments, we need, of course, to have that require authentication. And in my case, I've also put in that I can get the user and check if the user actually owns that specific authentication, else we just say that that's not possible to get that one. Down in the Blazor itself, we just say we want full authorization on the entire site. So kind of easy here. Up in our routes, we have put in that instead of a normal route, we have put in an authorization route. And if we're not authorized, it sends us to a redirect login, which is just sending us to the Microsoft Identity login. Again, this is standard stuff. There's nothing special because we're using AI or making a chatbot. This is what Codex wrote and what you would be able to find in various tutorials. Beyond that, we don't really touch the chatbot as much. The only thing we really do is in the left sidebar, we send along the user ID. And the user ID is gathered by using the authentication state provider, which is how we get a user. And on initialize, we just find who we are and get the user ID, which is just a small extension method on top of the claims principal. So once we have the user ID, we can send that along to the left sidebar. And in the left sidebars, let's find it here, code, we send the user ID in to get our different conversations. Because what we do on the conversation parts when they are here, let me open one of them for you. We are saving it with a user ID on it, so we know that this specific conversations belong to this user, and so on and so forward. So when we load the conversations, we can find all the ones that actually are from that user. We could have put it in a subfolder and so on, but I'm putting it like this, so at some point these JSON files will probably go into a database, and then it would be easier to have it like this. So that is how we choose among the conversations. All the files are in the same place, but only some of them are being loaded on the fly based on the user. Beyond that, of course, when we make a new conversation, we put in the user ID, nothing special there. And when we go in and make the right sidebar, we have a little extra thing up here where we have the login information. So that's just a small component up here where we just show the name. So inside an authorized here, we can use context to get the user and a link to a sign out page. So that's more or less the setup of this. The only other thing we really do is down in services when we do the file upload, we also give in the user ID, and for the file uploads, we make a folder per user in order to have it that that user's folders in files is here, while the others in a different place. So I'm only given one of the two users in things with files, so we only have one here. So AI-wise, we didn't really change anything. This is just your work in order to get user version up and running and filtering out which uploads we have, which which conversations we have. Right now, I'm just keeping all generated images still in VVV route, but it could also be that they should be kept to the specific user. But that's just a matter of preference. So now we have a fully operational user system up and running. And we need that, of course, for a real-life site, but also things like user memory, which will be one of the coming videos as well. So with that, see you in the next one.